Hello, everyone. This is Legacy of Leaders, and I'm your host, Jon Heymann. I have a very unique guest with me today, Alexandra Glisson from Modern Day Holistic. Alexandra, great to have you with me today. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your background, and the company that you've started.
Yeah, so to understand Modern Day Holistic, you have to know my story, right? So I want to take you back to 2020. That's when I got the exciting news that I was pregnant. For my 20-week ultrasound, I went in and they told me that I had miscarried. Come to find, I had miscarried for about 7 weeks, and my doctor missed my miscarriage.
Wow.
So then, no problem, schedule a D&C. Same doctor, did the D&C. 2 days later, I was admitted to the ER, couldn't walk, I was nearly septic, and a doctor whom I never met had to do an emergency D&C. $100,000, a week in the hospital. I'm finally able to go home. For that next year, I'm healing, we're trying to conceive again, no luck. I do an HSG test. It shows that my fallopian tubes from that double D&C procedure, from the miscarriage, blocked my fallopian tubes completely. So now we're on a whole new journey of IVF. First frozen egg transfer.
Tell the audience what IVF is.
Oh, IVF, so it's in vitro fertilization. Basically where the doctors take the sperm and the embryo and they make a baby. And then they put it back into the woman's uterus and hopefully you're pregnant.
Right.
I'm going on my third frozen egg transfer next month, so prayers for that.
Amen.
But through my trials, I prayed to God, please give purpose to this pain.
Right.
What do you want me to do? And so I picked up a pen, and that's how Modern Day Holistic was created. So I'm Alexandra Glisson, author of the IVF Mindfulness Journal, and it's an infertility support resource for women embarking on the IVF journey.
And please, those of you who are watching, please pick up a copy of her book. She has been through the experiences herself, you just heard it, and so she speaks with firsthand knowledge. What advice would you give to prospective moms?
Prospective moms, well, if it's women going through the IVF process,
Right.
I would say stay in your day. It is so important because there's so many uncertainties that you will face. So taking them one day at a time, getting your routine, staying grounded, and believing in whatever faith you are. I'm a Christian, and I have felt so much comfort in my community. Stick to that.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. I think people have to understand how do you power through traumatic experiences, because certainly you have been through those. I wrote a book, Agonizing Peace, that deals with that as well.
Wow.
But you're the guest today, not me.
No, I want to hear about that.
Tell me how you told me an interesting story before we got on air about how you met your husband and things like that. Do you mind sharing that?
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, we met through a mutual friend. 2 months later, we were engaged, and I was pregnant, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the happy part of the story.
That was
and
the
then what
happy
came
part.
through that is what led you to be here today to talk about your business, Modern Day Holistic, talk about your book as well. This is called The Legacy of Leaders. That's what this show is. So you have started your own company, which is not an easy thing to do at all. It's been in existence for a few months, I understand, or perhaps even shorter than that. What are your hopes for the company?
My hopes for the company, I just want to help as many women as possible that are embarking on this journey. I want them to know that they are not alone. Like in this journal, I like to break it up in 3 segments. The first is everything I wish I knew. It's your appointment tracking, your endocrine disruptor tour, things that you could do to detox your home to increase your chances through this process. Authentic self-assessment in the middle, and in the end, it's your holistic stress management tools, which I learned through IIN, which is the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. I signed myself up before my first egg transfer to keep my mind busy, and I just graduated in July of 2023. But those tools are so important because they teach you how to get back to your parasympathetic state. And that's the rest and digest for women, and you need that when you're going through infertility.
Incredibly practical advice in your book, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just hope it touches hearts.
Is this a .com or a .org?
.com.
Okay, so in that, are you providing advice to people as well? You're not a licensed mental health counselor, are you?
No,
Okay.
I'm just a certified integrative nutrition health coach.
Okay, that's fantastic.
That's my certification. But yeah, we do have a blog that has a lot of different information that's Some is in the book, and then there's additional information. Also, the Instagram, everything is informative.
Okay.
And then when people ask questions, I like to post it and share the comments and just the awareness.
Yeah. So you're trying to network people together
Yeah.
as well as networking with you.
Yeah.
Alexandra, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for
You are
having me.
dealing with a real need out there for many, many people, I'm sure. And ladies and gentlemen, please connect with Alexandra if you need to, and also pick up a copy of her book as well. This is the Legacy of Leaders show, and I'm your host, Jon Heymann. Have a wonderful day.